All right, so welcome to Intuition to Income. This is Abby Gooch, and of course I have another friend to introduce, but this one is very, very, very special to me. We actually just started working together, so she's been doing my marketing for me, and it's so fun to watch her and her team work with me, and the synchronicity of how we're working intuitively together. So really this woman hopped on and we're like, okay, let's just tune in, what needs to happen, right? And there's this frequency of just love and intuition flowing. That's really what I want to start with is intuition is often beyond words. There's a knowing, there's an energy of trust and a frequency that you just know that you know that you know. And so I just want to invite everybody into that place of your knowing right now to connect with your intuition, taking a few deep breaths and connecting to the part of you that knows, the part of you that believes in yourself, the part of you that knows that it's connected to the greater whole. And Allison is someone who works in the marketing realm, right? And helps you scale your business, scale your life, right? She really helps you move out and expand. But we got to know where we start. And when we start with that core intuitive self, we create this ripple of love, right? And we're able to just reach more people. So with that, I know it was a very long introduction, Allison, but please welcome to the show and feel free to introduce yourself formally to our audience.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Abby, for having me. And nice to meet all of you guys. And I'm Allison. I'm the founder of Empire Life. We're a tech and digital marketing company, and we focus on scaling online empires through membership sites and paid advertising, social media marketing, everything that our clients need in order to truly transmute their energy online so they can make the maximum impact and really expand their energy and network. So that then leads to a lot more revenue and streams of income.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I love it. So how did you get started in this work? Because I have a feeling it just didn't happen. I have a feeling it was like a process and a path of you really creating this business from your intuition.
It was. I was in software. I was a co-founder before, and then I went back into software development and was at corporate for a few years before Empire Life. And then I started understanding there was a big gap in the energy of when you meet somebody in person, if you're at a conference or at some kind of event, and you really connect, like you were saying, in an intuitive way with someone, and then you want to enroll in their program, and you go home and you log into their site or you see their Facebook page maybe, and you might feel, or this happened to me a lot of times, and even with myself when I was first in the beginning stages of other companies that I co-founded, we just couldn't quite pinpoint how to transmute our true energy online. And I started seeing a gap between, like I was saying, meeting somebody in person and then wanting to enroll in their online program. I was like, is this the same person though that I met at this event? It doesn't seem like them.
Yeah.
When I started talking to especially women, most of our clients are female, and hearing that's how they felt. They either didn't feel in resonance with sitting in front of the computer and learning all these new tech skills or digital marketing skills. That wasn't what brought them joy. And in essence, then they didn't spend a lot of time learning those skills, and they felt like their hands were tied, that they weren't able to truly transmute their energy. And my intention was to fulfill that gap and come in with our skills, our software developer team and marketing team, and be able to then understand them at a soul level, what their true blueprint is. And they might be working, usually we have a team, and they're most likely working with having someone like you support them, that they can come into their true intuition and become in an alignment. And then we take that true alignment and put it online.
I love it. So you start from the inside out, your soul, like I like your soul blueprint, like you really get clear about who they are, what their message is. And from that place, it's like integrity ripples, because who they are is the same as what their business is, right? And I like that there's really no gap if you're kind of taking them through that process. And also I think through social media and all the ways you're reaching out, is you're teaching the audience about them, right? You're helping them get to know them, and then they become clients. I really feel like that's what social media and really all marketing is about, right? It's getting to know each other and saying, hey, like, I love and know you and trust you, and I think you're cool and I want what you have, you know? So I feel like it really is, to me, marketing is like relationship, you know, like it really is. I love that. I've never heard myself say that, you know, because it's always like marketing and sales, but like, what if it was just relationship?
It is. It all comes back. It all comes back to that, to the connection.
Yeah.
We all want to connect and feel connected, and we feel the difference when a company, especially a tech and digital marketing company, we don't often think about it like that, okay, they're doing a service for us and they're just going to do their thing. But it's more than that. It comes from an intuitive place. It's deeper when truly understanding your client or who you are doing a service for, and then truly displaying who they are. It takes a lot deeper of a level of understanding, because it's not going to reflect us. Whatever we build out is not necessarily a reflection of us. It's a true reflection of their alignment, and then the people who are meant to connect with them feel that alignment, and then they have their soulmate clients.
I love that, soulmate clients. That's awesome. Yeah. Divine clients. That's awesome. So how do you connect with your intuition? Like, what is your process to connect?
Well, I have a lot of different processes. One big one that I do all day throughout the day is meditating and becoming clear on where I'm possibly holding tension in my body, and letting go of that tension. So I'm more of open to receiving, that I'm not necessarily blocking with the tension any place in my body, and aiming to tap in on what I'm meant, being open to receive messages or downloads, what we want to call them, spiritual guides talking to us. It's some kind of download that being open to receive those, and taking that quiet time, either listening to birds outside, walking in nature, or laying on the floor and meditating, aiming to continue to be open, writing things out, talking things out with trusted person, cooking, sometimes even cleaning can be meditative for me. Walking outside, like I was talking about, being in nature.
Yeah, and I think trusting the guidance and the downloads, what comes, right? Like, you know, I hear, like, I really hear it. I see it. Everybody has their ways. You feel it. So trust what is coming through you, you know? Like, I have a friend, her name's Tia, and she used to be like, you know, and she still would say the same thing. Like, it's the universe, it's God moving through you as you. Like, there's no separation, right? And then from that flow, then we're all connected to each other. From that connection, we create these businesses, right? So, and then the money comes. Intuition income, right? So how have you seen your income grow as you've followed your intuition? Like, what have you watched happen in your own life and business?
A huge one for me, the first thing that comes up when you ask me that question, is being okay with letting go of something that might be a client, that might be a habit that we have formed over time. Getting more sleep, for example, it helps me to be more present with my loved ones and in my business. Letting go of what's not serving us.
Yeah.
And being okay with that space, allowing the space that it creates. For me, I might have had the viewpoint, I don't know if I was fully into it, especially when I first started Empire Life. And we're taught, something that we're taught when we are in corporate is a client is a client, get as many clients as you can. And it has been in the past extremely difficult for me to let go of someone that I had received or taken into our company, or like they're like family, because we create these soulmate connections and are really aiming to serve and support them as best we can. It's happened a few times when I needed to let go of some kind of relationship or habit that wasn't serving me.
Yeah.
Like maybe drinking less coffee and less alcohol, being aware that stimulants truly affect our energy, what we take in, uh, especially as a really spiritual person.
Mm-hmm.
All these kind of are how much, if I watch TV before sleeping, how that affects my dreams and my sleep. Increasing our self-awareness and being okay with saying, "Oh, I'm not going to watch an hour of TV. I'm not going to watch any TV an hour before bed," or I'm not going to drink any alcoholic drinks every day. I might have them sometimes during the week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to drink this much coffee. Not necessarily looking at those as like restrictions, though, looking at those as I want to show up as the highest form of myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to know a client really well before I decide that we're a good fit for my team and I to work with them. Having these standards for ourselves and also checking in and make sure it's a good fit for them,
Mm-hmm.
that we all are feeling in sync and in resonance.
Mm-hmm.
So that for me was huge in allowing the space, because when we allow that space, when we're fully comfortable and giving unconditional love, I always imagine that too. I know we had talked about that in another session. It's like this, this light coming from my heart. As I release that space, I'm letting go of any kind of resentment, for fully forgiving that person, understanding where they are, or understanding that habit, being kind with myself, of letting go of some kind of unhealthy habit, or I'm doing something too much. Being kind with myself, giving myself unconditional love, or that situation. Then it expands and allows more space to come for what needs to come in,
Mm-hmm.
that's really healthy for us, that is serving us.
Mm-hmm. I love that you said it's so simple, letting go of what doesn't serve us, like what doesn't feel good, what you don't need, let it go. It creates the space for you to receive what you want, like my friend Kathy Burns, she has a company called Space Create, I believe, right? Like it really is like she does feng shui and it's like the space creates. So even just physical space creates. And so opening up to that. And the other thing that you said about unconditional love, I think it creates the space for us to have these awesome synchronistic connections where the universe can work through us in that frequency of love. And then like I shared, like working with you, it's like an in sync experience, working with you and your team. It's really fascinating because it's like, oh yeah, I got you. Okay. I mean, it's a flow. So earlier today I was interviewing somebody else and we were talking about how when it's easy, you're on track, right? Like that just means you're on the right track. Like if you're starting to effort too much, just let it go, because like life is meant to be easy. It doesn't have to be hard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know?
And if it is feeling hard, sometimes I ask myself, how is this serving me? What am I supposed to learn from this? And continuing to give yourself unconditional love. It's okay for me to feel any kind of negative emotion. That's okay. But then going a little deeper, why am I feeling that? What did I do, or what decision did I make that led me here? How can I release this and let this go in this moment, to allow the space for, like I was saying, something healthier that's more in alignment to come in.
Yeah, I love that because it's feedback. It's like the emotion is like, yeah, this isn't what I want. Okay, let's move into what I do want. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So beautiful. Everything really does work for our good, and we can make a new choice in the next moment.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Let's see. So what else can we ask about intuition? How have you noticed that as you help your clients become more intuitive, that their business grows, right? Because you're constantly, I'm sure, teaching them and helping them get clear on their message and then sharing their message in your marketing. But how have you watched their businesses grow as they have connected with their intuition?
One huge part, especially serving and supporting female founders, something comes up. A lot of us, or women, some men too, we feel a need or drive for nurturing. And then the nurture factor, when we put that into our business, we don't want anyone to feel like we can't serve them. So it seems what has come up from my clients in the past, this person needs me, I need to serve them, although then they might be adapting some of their services to meet the needs of somebody that they're not actually supposed to have in their ethosphere even. Or they may not be, that is not their ideal, like we were talking about, soulmate client. So taking a step back, getting more clear in their intuition, like we were talking about, how does it feel when I support this person? Do I need to say yes? Do I have the space to support them? Is this in alignment with what I am doing or my mission in the world? And being okay with it, not being okay with saying no, it being a clear no. And I've guided quite a few of my clients in having some of those conversations that they feel like they're so scared and afraid to say no, and not knowing how to say this, not knowing if the person's never gonna maybe talk to them again. Their boundaries are clearly being violated, or they're not feeling in alignment with how the other person is respecting their boundaries. So having this personal integrity, raising their standards a little bit, enacting their boundaries out of self-love, that they are still expressing love, self-love, and love to this other person, and how to have those kind of conversations. And it's okay that the person, in a way that the person can receive it with still feeling loved and accepted, and teaching, guiding them on how, like we were talking about, how to create that space that then their soulmate client comes into, and understanding, I'm not here to serve everyone. I can't save everyone. I can't support everyone. I can't nurture everybody. I can nurture this amount of people. This is what I want to tolerate, or this is what I accept. And how do I give myself self-love first? I've seen their intuition increase and their income increase a lot when they focus inward on making sure they're giving themselves the nurturing care that they need first, and filling their cup, and then deciding, bless you, and then deciding how much they want to take in, how much they can handle, in a sense, and being okay with checking in and saying, no, this doesn't serve me. No, I'm sorry, I don't either have space right now to serve you as a client, or I know somebody else who would be a better fit for you. And I'm okay, like coming from such an abundance mentality, that I am okay with letting this go. I am okay with them not needing to receive my help. I know that they will get the help they need. I trust that they will be served and supported. Doesn't necessarily have to be from me.
Yeah, totally. Yep. I love what you said about boundaries. So it's like, knowing what's true for you, and then still communicating with love, and saying it in a way that works for everybody. It's beautiful. That's really cool. The other piece was alignment. When it feels right, it feels right. So cool. Is there anything else you want to add about intuition? Like anything else that just is coming through as far as sharing about just any intuitive experiences? Sometimes how maybe you've seen, like for me, intuition has moved beyond fear, right? So we can get afraid about something, but if there's a knowing and an intuition about something, you can actually move beyond the fear and just have a really amazing experience.
Something that comes up for my speaking for my clients, of who is attracted to me and who I can fully support, it comes up a lot with the fear of being seen. And then if I'm seen, how are people going to receive me being more vocal, me showing up in this large, expansive way? Coming back to me taking up space, more space than I ever have, and continuing to expand this space that I take.
Right.
And that is I've been in a lot of downloads have guided me also in understanding this is how I can fully support. This is one of the huge ways that I can fully support my clients. And why are they like really tapping into where along the way they shut themselves down or they were shut down, and how they responded to having all these layers kind of put over their true self, or how their voice, they're loud, amplified. This is who I am. I'm here to take up space. I'm here to make an impact. And all these people are coming with me. All these people see the amazingness that I have and all this impact, and they want to partake in whatever I'm doing, everywhere I'm doing it. Them stepping fully into their impact that they're capable to make.
I love that. I like the word embodiment too, is taking up space, embodying the energy, right? And when you do that, you can create change. Absolutely. You can bring it forth. It's very cool. So how was basically the unfoldment of your business? Like you said, you started in corporate and then you moved into your own company. Was there like a transition point, or what shifted for you where you maybe gave yourself permission or believed in yourself to actually move into your own company, right? What was that transition like?
It was a huge transition when I signed my first client with Empire Life. I felt all my emotions and confidence completely shift. It's like, okay, this is real. Okay, this person, she deposited in one day. I didn't fully have at that point, and this is like 5 years ago, I didn't have any payment integration system set up. I said, it's going to be this much. And she was like, well, how do I pay you? And I was like, however you would like. You want to pay me twice? Okay. And she went to the bank and deposited half of the money. And it was, I think, 3,000. So all of a sudden now I have 3,000 in my bank account, paid in one lump sum. And I'm realizing this person, she believes in me, fully trusts me. She knows I'm the person to support her. Wow. I took a second to breathe that in. Wow, that is deep. That is, wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a gift. I mean, it's trust. I know I've had same experiences, thousands and thousands of people trusting. Like even the other day, I'm like, you trust me? And he's like, of course, it's an energy. And so I think when we hold that for ourselves, like you were talking about, you hold the energy, right? So when you know your value, you know you're serving your client, of course they trust you because you trust yourself to help them. And I think that's key, right? When you know you can serve your clients, it feels good to receive the money because it's just an exchange of a service you're giving them, right? In the business capacity. So I feel like it's a win-win, you know?
It is a win-win. And she was really happy. She actually went to the bank and sat there with the person and gave them the money directly. So, wow, this person went out of her way, spent at least an hour of her day to do this specifically to make sure that I also felt supported and loved. And it's a great start to a beautiful exchange of energy and a business starting off in a business relationship.
I love it. How has intuition like affected your personal life? Like as you've been able to follow that, what have you noticed just the good and the lightness that's happened from following your intuition?
From a young age, I was just telling my daughter this story the other day, and the times when I didn't follow my intuition, it doesn't turn out great. So I understand fully. I understand fully it's there. It's extremely strong, and I get these indications, do this. And I may not understand fully the reason why I feel it in the moment. It is like, you got to do this or not do this. And I was in the car with a few friends, well, another time we were coming out in college. We were coming out from dancing, I mean, I love dancing. And we had all had a really great night and a great time. And I could tell that one of my friends was kind of tipsy. And I said, I don't think you should drive. She insisted,
Right.
bless you, or she insisted on driving her car. It was like, just leave your car here. It's okay. You'll come with us. She wasn't going to do that. So she got in her car, and then two of my other friends, good friends, got in the car with her, and she was offended. She started shouting at me and telling me, be quiet. And she wasn't like my best friend. She was kind of acquaintance. And she was like, don't talk to me like that. Be quiet. I'm not going to listen to you. I'm driving. And look, two other girls are going to come with me. And you're just making a big deal out of nothing. And she kept saying things that I was like, okay. I really have a strong indication. Like my intuition was speaking to me so clearly, like, tell her, even no matter what she said, I didn't even fully receive what she said. It was like, tell her she shouldn't drive. Tell her that no one should get in her car. Like, you are not getting in her car. And I had already promised her that I was going to ride with her back. And I also was like, I'm not going to ride with you. I can't get in the car with you. Well, why? And why are you acting like this? And oh my God, you're being so stubborn. And it's like, I can't explain it right now. I just can't get in the car with you. Don't drive.
Yeah.
So they left, and a few minutes later, I didn't hear from my friends the whole night. I went with some other friends. I got in another car that I felt good about, and we got home safely. I didn't hear from my three friends all night, in like almost the whole next day. And right after they had taken off, they got pulled over by a police car. Spontaneously, they just did, and then they took them all to jail, and they spent the night in jail.
Whoa.
Yeah, all three of them, and they all got tickets. The two that were passengers got tickets for being publicly intoxicated, and they weren't that tipsy, but I guess they didn't pass the test because they had had a few drinks, and then the driver didn't pass the test, and yeah, so they all had to give all their possessions and change into those clothes and spend the night in jail and got tickets. Yeah, it was very crazy, and I would have been there with them in jail too and gotten a ticket if I had gotten in the car. And yeah, I was just like, wow, I'm glad I trusted my intuition then. I wish that they will have listened to me. We can't control what other people, we can't control what other people may do. And I have a lot of stories like that where it's just so clear. Don't get in the car. Don't do this. And I'm so it has really saved me and given me clear thought, giving me a clear path. This is the path that needs to be taken. And then later, it always makes sense. It always comes together, rounds out. I may not fully get it, process it in the moment, and it's not needed. We don't have to fully get it. Why we're having these downloads.
I love that. So what is really beautiful about the contrast, if you know what it feels like not to, like that was a definite no, don't get in the car, doesn't feel right. There's also when it does feel right. And that's going to be an expanded feeling. It's going to be certain. It's going to be light. Notice when something does feel right for you and you go in the direction of your yeses and what opens up. So I think that's the beautiful thing about the contrast of knowing what it feels like to not, what it feels like to. And the results obviously play out that way.
I agree completely.
I think in business, it's like a moment to moment thing. And I'm sure you probably even do it in your marketing, like, oh, this feels right. I'm going to write this, or, and like, I'll work with a client. Oh, that feels right. Okay, download this, right? It feels right. And so when you're following your intuition, it feels right. Really plain and simple. It's like.
It does.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like you were talking about, what should I write? Sometimes I get the call, you need to share this. I have no idea the outcome, the impact that it's going to make, who's going to resonate with it. All I know in that moment, whoever needs to resonate with this is going to resonate with it. And this is going to support somebody who needs to hear this.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea beyond that, and I don't have to have it all figured out or know or all the strategy behind what I want to say. I'm being guided. You need to share this.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the time right now.
Yeah.
And it may not feel like, oh, I'm not ready. Like our brain is telling us, what if somebody, what are they going to think? Or all these fears start coming up. That's not what it's about. It's about the people. Like, it's going to feel so healing for us to share our vision, and we're doing them a service. No one else can share that story with them as our story in that moment, and it will support the people that need to be supported by it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, when I first started my school, so it's online now, but we started in person, and I remember the whole basis was, if this just helps one person, if it just helps one, like, you know, and it was to teach people how to monetize their gifts, like spiritual entrepreneurs. We had one student to start it, and then the next class was 11. So my point is, when you just help one person, it's enough, because it just, it ripples, it opens up more. It shows you that you can help somebody, and that one person is worthy enough just to be helped, right? Like, think how we help each other.
Completely.
You know, we're one person in each other's lives, and look how you and I have helped each other. And that's how it is for each and every person. We're all equal and have that gift to give somebody else that, and also the gift of receiving that from somebody else. We're all worth it.
We are all worth it. And that brings me, I heard something when I was first starting my, 5 years ago. I think I had 200 followers or something. And now we have close to 20,000. And I felt really demotivated sometimes. Like, well, where are all these people that I need to be serving, right? And we start to think, we start to get into our head and think that it's all about the followers, and I need more, and I need it, feeling impatient, right, with our growth or the speed of our growth. And it's over time. And what I used to tell myself is, okay, right now, let's say I have 150 people that are there. That's 150 people. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, totally.
If 10 of those people felt extremely influenced, or they felt connected with me, that can equal $20,000 a month or more than that.
Totally.
When I'm going live, let's say somebody even has 50 people they have 50 people in their Facebook group, for example, and they go live. That is every person, even if there's 5 people in your live, that can equal a lot of income and a lot of flow and a lot of intuition. And so, kind of refocusing on who's there, and every one of those people has a huge impact, and so meaningful to connect, like you said, even with 1 or 10 or 20, or as you grow, your small group maybe becomes larger, and the small group of people, it's unbelievable the kind of network effect that it can have from there. And when we focus on that, okay, I'm abundant, 20 people show up to my live, or I feel so abundant when 100 people come to my live, and we continue to refocus on how we feel abundant, and it continues to grow from there. It continues to expand, because those people tell other people, and it's this huge limitless network effect. But we all got to start somewhere. It's okay it helped me to grow and expand, to tap into rephrasing how I talk to myself about it. Rephrasing, these 20 people are meaningful to me, and I'm going to talk directly to them. I'm not talking to all the people that I wish were there. I'm talking to the people who are showing up for me right now.
I love it. So awesome. So awesome. Wow. Is there a just way people can contact you, like a free gift or a way they can reach out to kind of help them get out in the world more and have this, we have this heart to heart, but then how their companies can reach more people? Is there a way that people can reach out to you?
Yeah, they can definitely find me on empirelifeacademy.com, and then the contact. or any of the pages on empirelifeacademy.com. There's a note, you can drop me a note on any of those pages, and myself or my team will definitely get back to you and set up a call, a strategy session. I'm offering, as everybody here that's listening to this that wants to hop on a complimentary strategy session with me, so we can dive deeper into giving you some strategies, some intuitive guidance on where you can go from where you are in starting to increase and maximize your impact, because we all have gifts that we need to be, or we have a desire. We all hear that voice.
Yeah.
And how we're choosing to get that out there, some of us might need a little more guidance, or like taking off those layers like you do with your clients of, this is how and then seeing them kind of blossom, and perhaps showing them, guiding them on some paths and strategies that they can take to start amplifying their voice out there.
I like that. Amplify your voice. That's awesome. That's so awesome. Wow. I love it. Wow. Well, I want to thank you for joining us today. There was something else I was going to mention, and I can't quite remember what it was. Do you want to just say out loud, if somebody for some reason just sees this video on YouTube and they're not on the website, do you want to spell out maybe your email or the way they can contact you for the strategy sessions?
Oh, sure. Yeah, my email is Allison Ramsey CO, so that's our business email, ALLISON RAMSEY, and then C as in cat, O as in office, @gmail.com.
Awesome. And I highly recommend her. And Allison, just one last thing before you log off. What is the legacy that you'd like to leave? So a sentence, a message that people can remember you and your work in this interview by.
Let me tap into that.
Totally, yeah. Take your time.
Something that's coming up for me strongly is it's okay to take up space.
Yeah, I love that. It's okay to take up space and to be who you are. Because I was just speaking with somebody earlier and I said, as you basically believe in yourself, you help more people. You're the embodiment of love is another way to say that, like you're the embodiment of love. And as you believe in yourself, you help more people. So it's a service. It's a service to be. It's beautiful. Wow. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. It's always a pleasure. And I do invite you to reach out to Allison. She's amazing. Like I said, I've been working with her. It's such a great gift to be able to connect so easily because we're on that intuitive frequency. So, whatever you're working on as far as your core vision and purpose and why you're here, to just have that strategy session, get really clear, and then be able to, like you say, scale your company out, right? So it reaches more people and we just, create that ripple of love and change. All right. Well, namaste, everyone, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.